We'll shortly be arriving.
Hello all, not from the workshop today. I'm on a non-retro road trip, let me show you. We are at IFA, supposedly the world's biggest consumer electronics show, and we're going to see all the future retro tech. IFA, or as the current organisers want us to call it, Innovation for All, started as a radio show 100 years ago. Since then it's grown into an enormous showcase for all manner of gadgets, with some manufacturers taking huge amounts of space each to show off everything they do. And some of those gadgets do need the floor space, like this 163-inch TV. We found lots more 163-inch TVs. Maybe the reasoning here is there's an upper limit to the size of the average doorway, so perhaps this is as big as a single panel can get for home use.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next show at the booth of TCL at the Innovation Island starts in 5 minutes.
Most of the major brands had all of their current range, but also concept products that aren't ready for sale yet, like this transparent TV. I saw quite a lot of brands I'd never heard of, many of them Chinese or German, but I was pleased to see some Chinese names that I'd previously assumed were just resellers. It's nice to know that they actually exist and are developing new products. A slightly strange photo opportunity at Octopus Energy. These backpacks with built-in display screens are interesting. Not sure what I'd use one for, but they are available to buy. But all this walking around makes you thirsty, so we stopped for a suitably IFA-sized beer and a chat about what we'd seen so far.
So, the IFA show so far, what do we think? Is it big?
It's big.
Is it bigger than big? Is it huge? Humongous?
Is there a German word for big? Because, you know, we haven't got any English words that'll do.
It is big though, isn't it? And we've probably only covered about half of it so far as well, haven't we?
Yeah, it is the kind of thing that you might want to have a 2-day ticket for. Really.
Definitely.
Yes, in fact, our tour around the show was relatively quick-paced, and although we did stop at many of the stands, we could have taken a lot more time to look at what was on offer. I'm fairly sure we saw about 90% of the show, so I would say a 2-day ticket would be a more leisurely way to see the whole thing, and if you finish early, you can always use the remaining time to look around Berlin.
And we went through the home appliances hall first. Were you actually quite impressed by the home appliances hall?
Well, the home appliances hall was bigger than most other exhibitions I've been to. It's true, I was wondering at one point whether we were ever going to get to the end of this section. For example, there was a mind-boggling number of coffee makers on display, and along with every other kitchen appliance you can think of, there were some slightly dubious innovations such as mixers that were powered by standing them on your induction hob. Where they expect you to heat your pots and pans, I've no idea.
The amount of money and the effort that they put into designing the stands is absolutely fantastic, I think. They're so impressive.
Yeah.
you would think they would want to take those stands to other shows, but there aren't many shows like this.
I don't think they could, just because of the fact there's
custom fit to the room.
Well, it's custom fit to the room, but also Messe Berlin is also so huge as well. I mean, I've described Messe Berlin and IFA on previous trips compared to the NEC in Birmingham as the NEC being like a village hall in comparison, so it is huge.
Funnily enough, both of those venues claim to have 190,000 square metres of floor space, but Messe is on multiple levels and feels a lot bigger. Adding to that scale is the amount of space some companies have taken up for themselves. Samsung, for example, have an entire exhibition hall to themselves. And inevitably, they also have transparent displays, with turntables that spin backwards. And yes, we are looking at it from the front. All of these displays only work in one direction, as you can see when I walk around the back.
So what's your standout so far from what you've seen of the show?
I don't know that I've got a standout. I mean, you and me are fairly well clued up on technology, so it's very difficult to surprise me.
It is. I like the transparent screens. They've been quite impressive.
I don't know what use it is though. I mean, you wouldn't want one in your house.
No, I think it's technology for the sake of technology, isn't it?
In fact, I can see these might be useful as part of a shop window, but so far I still can't think of a good reason for having one at home.
But I think that entrance hall to the LG hall was super impressive.
Yeah.
Just what they were doing with it, not necessarily the content as such, but just the enormity of it was
even on the wide angle lens, I couldn't catch it.
Exactly, it was just wow.
What's the next schedule?
There were some things on show that I hadn't seen before, like this 3D display which didn't require glasses. It worked, in fact, much better in person than I can show here, but with limited viewing angle and carefully chosen content. I would have liked to have seen how a blockbuster movie performed on it.
The tally's so big, I can't even get it in on a wide angle lens.
Well, that's it for my very brief tour of IFA. If you're interested in seeing it for yourself, it'll be on again next year from the 5th of September. I'll leave you with some drone action courtesy of DJI.
Hey, that's